Good day to you. We are going to look today at the song Shape of You by Ed Sheeran. And we are going to look at the melody, okay, very specifically as part of the analysis of the music. And the melody we're going to look at is the lead vocal melody analysis, okay. So we do a quick overview of the song, okay. So the keys that the song is in is one key, C sharp minor. Tempo, I call mid tempo. I'm going to measure that later, and because I don't measure it yet, so I don't know. Genre is pop music, but it's pop music from 2017. Is pop music is different from 1962. So the structure is introduction. Okay, it's a bar, it's instrumental. I will go into this later, but for now I'll say, because I don't do for the other ones. What do introduction? Okay, what does that mean? You introduce the song. Okay, it's obvious. So what do you introduce? Do you introduce the lead melody or the chords or the rhythm or many things? Here, in fact, he introduced a counter melody, not the main melody, but one that runs through the song, which is, you can say, it's an hook. Okay, a hook is something that it repeats in a song, a piece of melodic phrase that you like and you enjoy and you sing. And sometimes it can be the main melody, of course, and sometimes it might be not the main melody. It can be a counter melody that plays a secondary role to the lead melody. It can even be other things like a fill, like the singer sing, he stop, and then other instrument it play a bit in between, and so that's something we talk about, and you can listen to songs and how that work. Okay, so then we have the structure is a verse, we say it's A section, okay, and we say a pre-chorus, it's a B section, and we say a chorus, it's a C section, and it have post-chorus. Then we repeat that, and we have the outro, which again, what do you want to finish the song with? Okay, so that is the overall structure, not the melody, but it's good to. I think when you do this, it's a good way to always look at these things, because again, you may think, oh, okay, it's B minor, it's D minor, it don't matter, it's in A key, big deal, we move on. But as you become more experienced, you realize, okay, well, why don't we just write everything in C? Well, because when you use a different note, it have a different feel, it have a different feeling. Some key, it work better for certain emotion. It sounds crazy, you think, well, why, But, and also it's important because some people, they sing and they have a range of notes. They can sing up to so much, so they maybe can manage the top note, and you need to lower the key for them, that kind of thing. So reasons. Okay, let's look at the song. So before we talk about the melody notes, we want to talk about those melody notes in relation to the key and the chords that are being played at the same time. It's important. So in order to do that, we are going to talk about the chords and the key and the progression, and that's going to help us when we talk about the specific melody notes themselves. So I look this one up and I check it on my guitar, and it appears to be in the key of, well, I can just say for now, because maybe there are key change, I don't know. Later, I don't think so when I listen to the song, but just in case. But for now, this section of the music, we call it the verse, is C minor. And I want to mention that the relative major of the C minor key is E. And I'm going to talk why we want to do that. Okay, so how many chords in the chord progression? There are 4. And what are those chords? Okay, they are C sharp minor, and then the next chord is the F sharp minor, and then it goes to the A chord and the B chord. Okay. So we take a little moment just to think about that because it helps us understand the harmony chord theory, and also it's going to help us with the melody too. So when we do the minor key, we can say the C sharp minor is the 1 chord, the F sharp minor is the 4 chord, and the A is the 6 chord, and the B is the 7 chord. I like to also think about this in terms from the perspectives of the relative major, which in this case is E. Okay, I should also say if this is something that's difficult for you, it's okay, it is difficult. So take your time. If it's something that you really don't know anything about this, you want to take some time to study the diatonic harmony, and there are many good resources to explain that to you, which you are going to enjoy and understand. And diatonic, so it means the chords of the key. Yes, and there are chords that you build those up from the notes in the key, and you will learn how to do that. It's a lot of fun. So for those of you who know that already, that's very good. And we say that if we are looking at it from the perspective of the relative major, I like to do that because for me, I can understand the function of the chord more easily. Okay, let's take a moment to look at that. I think it's interesting. So from the perspective of the E major, we are starting on the 6th chord. 6th chord is the relative minor. Well, we know that because it was the 1 chord. So then it go to the 2 chord, then the 4, and then the 5. So we can say 6, 2, 4, 5. But what is interesting is where we are playing these 4 bars, we go back to the beginning. Well, how do we go back to the beginning? We go back from the 5 chord. Okay, so we know that the 5 chord, it has a tendency to want to pull to the 1 chord because the gravity of the tritone resolving to the 1 and the major third in the 1st chord. Okay, I talk about that another time. For those of you who know that, that's you know that, and for other people you might just know, okay, I know the 5 chord want to go to the 1 chord. You might not understand why, but you know that. So that's good. So you understand. So this is good insight into the composer, how they are clever, because they know when we get to the end of the 4 bar, we go to the beginning, we want to have this feeling of the resolving back to the 1. But you say, hold on, Francois, we not go to the 1, we go to the 6. Oh, come on, what is going on? But you have to remember that because 6 is the relative minor, it's a good substitution for 1. So you don't have to go to the 1. You can go to the 6. You can also go other place. I talk about that later, not now, because we want to just talk about what these two. But let's take a second to think about why can you go to the 6 instead of the 1 and it sound good or similar? Well, when you think about it, it's because for a minute, because it's easier for me, I hope for you too, if we are in the key of C and we think, okay, in the 1 chord, what are the notes? Well, it's C, E, and G. Okay, what are the notes in the 6th chord? Well, it's A, C, and E. Oh, look, there's a C and an E in the 1 chord, and there's a C and an E in the 6th chord. So you can say, if you are looking at it just from you can say a symbolic or a mathematical perspective, or they are very close, those two. They both share same 2 notes, but one is different. Well, that's why they sound kind of, you could say they are related, because they're very close. They both got 2 notes the same. So, okay, we go to 5 to 6. We don't go 5 to 1. but I think that's a useful thing for you to know. I'm just going to point these things out to you when we pass them because they are interesting to know if you don't know those already. And if you do, it make it easier to understand for you how the composition work and why it work and sound good. Okay, so we do that, and that's all that there is to say about that. Okay, so now we are coming into talking about the melody. And as we are talking about the melody, we are going to be able to relate it to those chords. Okay? Okay, let's talk about the. Now we are going to talk about the first phrase. We made it. It's a long way, but we made it. So we are just going to listen to the phrase being sung. And I would say it's better for you to you pull out your phone or your computer and you listen to Ed Sheeran sing because it sounds much better because it's the original song. But I have a good friend, David, is going to help us. So he's going to play. And I want to say that when I talk about the chords, he's playing those chords on the guitar. In the song, you don't hear that, okay? So when I'm talking about these chords are implied by the song, okay? And sometimes when we do this, the chords will be played, sometimes they won't. And we're also going to show you how you can write the song with chords on the guitar or the piano, and then you can do the other parts and remove them so you don't hear them being played, but they are implied by the bass line and the melody on other instruments that play. So I want to say that. So, okay, David, over to you. The club isn't the best place to find a lover, so the bar is where I go. Okay, thank you, David. A big round of applause for David here. He do a good job. Okay, so now we are going to talk about the first vocal phrase, and we did a lot of work to get here. Well done. And we also know, okay, we are working in the key of C sharp minor. We know the chords. Let's take a look more closely now at the melody and how it relates to those chords and to the scale also. So let's look at the phrase. We just write it down. It says the club isn't the best place to find a lover, so the bar is where I go. And I feel, okay. It reminds me of Prince when I do that, because he does that. I wanna be your lover. He's good. I like him. We'll do one of his songs another time. It's going to be a lot of fun. Okay, the notes. How many notes? Let's ignore the feel for a second. We're going to count the syllable, in fact. And we're going to, so the club isn't the best place to find a lover, so the bar is where I go. I count on my finger when I do that, and then I look at my finger, and I see I count 19. I think it's 19 notes. So we are going to consider these 8 notes the way I count it. You can do it 16th if you want, but we do 8 for me to demonstrate to you. There's not too much more to say about that. So, well, actually, there is something to say, because I'm going to say to you, what do you think? Is it a lot of notes? Or is it not a lot of notes? What do you think? You think about that for a second, and then I tell you what I think. So what I think is really depend, like most things. I would say, well, it's a verse. So verse, you have to remember, most of the time you tell a story in a verse. So, and in the chorus, you maybe you say a message. You say a message in the chorus. So it takes a lot more work to say what you want to say in the verse than a message. So there are going to be more notes in the verse. You can say more often than not compared to chorus. So from that perspective, we think, well, it makes sense. There's a lot of notes, but 19 is, you can say for many songs. It's quite a bit of it's a lot of notes in 4 bars for a vocal phrase. But you find it in certain genre. This is where it gets interesting because certain genre may have more note in them in a bar for a verse than in other genre of music. You might have more note for hip hop, rap, that kind of thing, and that is interesting because to me this line it kind of almost sounds like a rap, and it sounds like a rap because it have a lot of notes. It's very percussive and rhythmical, and also most of the notes he sing in this phrase is one note. So we look at now how many of those notes are different. Well, there are 4 because I worked it out before. There's a C sharp, an E, an F sharp, and a G sharp, and I'm going to play that for you at the end, but I want to talk about that first. So those are the notes that I used. So now we want to do something cool. We're going to say, okay, how do these notes relate to the chord, the notes in the chord? So let's see what it is now. He's playing this, the club, the club. Okay, it's like C sharp is a pickup note. I come back to that. The club. So mostly you can hear this phrase is lots of E notes. So we look at that, okay? Okay, C sharp, we're playing the C sharp on the C sharp minor. So now we are going to look at the relationship of the notes to two things, in fact, to the chords and the scale. And you get good at this, you're going to be a master. Okay, so the C sharp, and then we go to the E, okay, the club. So we are playing the E while we play the C sharp, okay. So where is the E in the C sharp chord? The C sharp minor chord, it's the third note. It's the minor third. Okay, so E play, so you have to think about that. Where is my melody note in the chord? Or is it even in the chord? Well, here it is in the chord, so E called a chord tone. It's the third minor, the minor third of the chord. Okay, so he's playing this. So the C sharp minor. Now we want to understand where the E is in the F sharp minor chord, if it in fact is there at all, okay? So we see that it's a 7. So isn't the best place to find a lover? So this is where you get a kind of genius level, you know. And I'm going to do this later because I want to write out the notes that are in each of these chords so you can see what's going on here. Because the E note in the C sharp minor, we say is the third note. When we play the F sharp minor, the E in that chord, so it's not a chord tone, but something clever happened here. If we consider the E to be a part of that chord, it's going to make it into a F sharp minor 7 because the E is the minor 7, and sometimes that happens. You have the instrument, it play some note, and the voice, second voice, the vocal, it play another note. Together they form a chord. so E clever, okay? And the A, we play the A, and the E is also chord tone in there, and it's the fifth note, okay? So it's the fifth note. And then we play the B chord. And that one, there are no E in that, but E slide up to the G sharp. And if it's a B, and we add the G sharp, it's actually going to form the sixth note. Okay, so we can think of those notes as part of the chords if they are being played at the same time. And here they are over those chords, they play in between chords too. We talk about that separately. So we have I'm going to try to play the chord and then to say the note. So it's C sharp, E, 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 E. The club isn't the best place to find a lover, so the bar is where I go. So I forget to mention something that I noticed. So I mention it now before I forget again. So there's something that we want to also consider when we look at the melody phrase. So there are something called the contour of the phrase. So it means, okay, when you sing the phrase, does it start low and go high? Or does it start high and go low? Or I should say high lower or low and higher? Or does it go up and then down, or down and then up? And then you can have different, like up and down and down and up, and all those things depending on the note you have. But what we can see here when we look at the phrase, the club isn't the best place to find a lover, is that it starts on the C sharp, then it ascend to the minor third, the E, and then up a tone to the F sharp, and then again another tone to the D sharp. So we can say that each time it go higher and higher. Okay, so it's clear, it's ascending contour. Okay, what's the big deal about that? Well, it can be useful for us because when we say, okay, I recall that we sang that phrase, it was an ascending contour. When we come to another phrase, we can say, okay, I want to do the same again because, and you have a reason to do that. Or you say, no, I want to do something different, and you have a reason to do that. So that is one reason. So it's good for you to think about what was the contour of the melody I just sung. Because also when you sing or you improvise, you can quickly say, oh, I just played ascending, so I go play descending now. But also, so I think in the beginning I mentioned things like you play happy chord, E major, you play sad chord, minor, and we will talk about the other ones too when we see them come up. But here I want to talk about what is the mood of the ascending line. Well, we tend to find that the ascending line is, you can say, is happier sound than descending, because you have the feeling of climbing higher and higher. If you're doing that, it's a good feeling, because there are lots of things in life experience when we go to higher, it gets better and better, and if we go down, it don't get so good, So it's very important to understand this, because this is another tool for you, another superpower for you when you write your music. And let's see, in fact, now, why do we, well, I don't know, maybe he do this maybe on purpose, or when the other writer, or he maybe do it by accident. He's no way to tell unless you ask him. but I suspect he know because he write really good song, and he is a very smart guy. So you can see now, if we look at the line, the club isn't the best place to find a lover. So the bar is where I go. Okay, he go up right at the end. Okay, now is this an optimistic line or is it pessimistic? Is it happy or sad? Well, is what now we switch to the meaning of the lyric. Okay, he's saying, okay, I assume he don't like it in the club. Okay, because it's not the best place to find a lover. So he maybe go to the club to find a lover. I don't do that, but he do that. He choose to do that. It's okay. So he sound like he's looking for a lover. I thought he was married, but I don't know what his wife have to say about that. I think she'll be very upset when she listen to the song, but I don't know. Maybe she understand it's just a song, you know. So he say, so he going to the bar. He say, I want to go to the bar to find the lover. So I assume that he go to bar because he think, okay, I'm more optimistic that I'm going to the bar because I can find a lover there. Maybe, perhaps, okay, because the club isn't the best place. Okay, so we can see he's communicating the optimism of the meaning of the lyric he want to say to you, that he's doing that with the ascending line because it's optimistic. Aha, now we see something else. With the chord, he plays a minor chord in the club. He played a C sharp minor. It's sad chord. So he's sad in the club. He's complaining it's not the best place. Okay, we play the F sharp minor. It's not the place. So the bar is the bar. He says the bar on the A. The A is a 4 chord. It's a major chord. It's happier. So he's happier in the bar. And then he goes there. He's happy to go there with the B. It's also major. So there are two things we see now that he's doing is very, very clever. You know, he's doing a sad chord to communicate he's sad in the bar, in the club, and also the ascending line is becoming happier. He's going to the bar and he plays a major chord. Okay, and I don't know why he don't just go to the bar, because if he know that his club isn't the best place, why he don't go to the club. I see. Okay, he don't go to the club. I was thinking he go to the club, he don't like it, so then he go to the bar. But he say it's not the best place, so he go to the bar. Okay, I get it. It's very good. I like it. I'm going to the bar now. We talk to you later. Bye bye.